Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing extremely well. So today we will be solving the problem greedy algorithm to find the minimum number of coins. So before we move on to the problem, if you are new to our channel, please do consider subscribing to our channel. So the problem basically states you will be given a value V and you know that the Indian denominations are 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 500, 1000. Yes, there is a recent addition of 200 rupees, but let's ignore that. So assume that you have infinite supply of coins of these denominations. Now your task is to find what is the minimum number of coins or notes that will be required to make this change. So that is the problem statement. So let's understand the problem statement. So you have these coins at abundance, yes, and you are given a V49. So what is the minimum number of coins that you will actually require to form this 49? So what I can say is I'm going to take 220 rupees a coin, and after that what I can do is I can take a 5 rupees coin, and that makes 45. I'm still left with 4. So what I can do is I can take the 2 rupees coin twice. So what I see is I am actually requiring 5 coins to form 49, and that is the minimum number of coins that I will require, and this is your task. So if you check out for the value 87, what will be the minimum number of coins? It's going to be very obvious that at first you're going to use the 50 rupees denomination coin, and once you have used that, you are left with 37. So the best stuff will be to use probably 20 rupees coin, so that will make it 70. So after that you're left off with 17. So I guess the best stuff will be to use a 10 rupee coin. So that makes us 80 rupees. We are still left off with 7 rupees. I think we can use a 5 rupees coin after this. And once we have used a 5 rupees coin, we are still left off with 2. So it's better that we use a 2 rupee coin instead of using a 1 rupee coin twice, because that will make us the minimum number of coins to be 5, and that's our answer. So how can you find the minimum number of coins? So there are a couple of things to observe. The first thing is when we have 49, we cannot use any denominations which are greater than 49, because we are looking forward to make 49. So all the denominations greater than 49 will be void. So apart from this, what is the next thought process? So if you're looking to form 49, we actually find what is the greatest among them. Yes, what is the greatest among them? And what we see is the greatest among them is 20 rupees. And we actually follow the greedy method. That means we try to form as much as we can, which is near to 49. So if I pick up 20 rupees, I think I can take couple of 20 rupees and form 40. So our thought process will be very simple. If we have a given value V, we try to find what is the maximum denomination of coin that we can use, and we try to take as many amount as possible. So let's see how the algorithm runs out. So whatever value is given to you, what you do is you start from the back. So at the last you see that there is a 1000 rupee denomination. So you cannot form 49, right, using 1000 rupee denomination. So what you do is you go one step back and you see again 500. Again, we cannot form. So we go one step back and we see that we have 100. Again, we cannot form. So we go one step back and we see that we have a 50. Again, 49 is lesser than 50, so we cannot form. So we go one step back and we see that we have 20. And yes, we can use 20 rupee denomination to make 49. So what we can do is at first take your 20 rupee denomination and try to make 49. So the leftover amount will be 29. So we again come over and check if 20 rupee denomination can be used to form 29, and we see that we can actually use that 20 rupee denomination again to form 29. So after we have used a 20 rupee denomination, the leftover amount will be 9. So again we check, can we use a 20 rupee denomination? And we see that we cannot use a 20 rupee denomination. So what we do is we move forward and we reach to 10. So can we use a 10 rupee denomination? The answer will be no. So again we move back So can we use a 5 rupee denomination? Yes, we can use a 5 rupee denomination. So what we will do is we will use that 5 rupee denomination and take away 5 from 9. So we will be left over with 4. Right after this, we check if 5 rupee denomination can be used again. So we see that it cannot be used again. So we simply go back and check if our 2 rupee denomination can be used. And yes, it can be used. So we are going to use it. And we are going to reduce 2 from 4. So we are left over with 2. Now we again check if a 2 rupee denomination can be used. So we see that we again can use it. So let's use it. And now we are left over with 0. So again come back and we see that 1 rupee cannot be used. And at the end you end up trying out all the denominations. So ultimately you see that you have your entire combination that can be used to form your value V. And you can easily find the minimum number of coins as well as the combination used. So it's a very simple algorithm. You just keep on subtracting till it is possible for a given denomination to get the combinations. So if I talk about the time complexity at the worst case will be big O of V, because we know if we are using a 1 rupee denomination, so yeah, at the worst case it can be big O of V, but yeah, it will be much lesser than big O of V, because you saw now there was 49, right? And you simply reduced 20, so the amount of reduction is really huge. So the complexity will not go up to big O of V, but if the value V is lesser than 9 or something, then you actually have to iterate throughout this loop. So yeah, the time complexity will be very small. And what about the space complexity? The space complexity again will be near about constant, because you're just using space to store these coins, and there are hardly 9 or 10 coins in our Indian denomination. Now when will this greedy algorithm fail? Now, if you carefully observe, there is something over here. If you add up any of the two smaller coins, yes, if you add up any of the two smaller coins, that will never exceed the other coin, like the 10 coin or the 20 coin. So this is the reason why greedy algorithm works over here. But then if I give you a denomination like 1, 5, 6 and a 9, and I give you the value, let's say to form is 11. So if you follow the greedy algorithm, you at first will subtract 9, then you're going to subtract 1 twice. So the number of coins that you're going to use will be 3 in case of the greedy algorithm. But if you follow the other way, that is, if you pick 5 and if you pick 6, you're still going to get the value 11. So that will end up taking up 2 coins, which is the minimal answer. So why is it failing? Because over here, if you see, if you add these 2 coins up, that is exceeding 9, and in our denomination system it doesn't. So that is why greedy algorithm works. Now imagine in normal day life, if people start using dynamic programming to decide what is the minimum number of coins to give to someone, so that's going to be a very tough job. So that is why in our daily life the denominations are designed in such a way that greedy algorithm does work. So if I talk about the Java solution, it's very simple. At first we take the value V, and after that I'm just creating an array so that I can have the combination stored, and after that we are declaring the denominations in an array, and we just get that size of the denomination array. Once we have done that, we iterate from back, and we are running a while loop to subtract if the denomination value is lesser than the value that we have. So you're going to keep on subtracting till it is possible, and we're just subtracting and we add it to our combination. So once we have subtracted for all the denomination, I can print the combination and I will get my combination. So if I talk about the C++ code, we have a function which takes the value V, then we declare an array which is of size 9, which is having all the denominations. Right after that we are declaring a vector which is going to store all our combinations. Once that is done, we start iterating from the back, that is from n-1 to 0, and what we do is we basically check if the denomination coin is lesser than the current value that I have. If that is the case, what I do is I keep on subtracting. So that is the reason I'm running a while loop, and whatever denomination count that I'm taking off, I'm adding it to my combination. So once this while loop is completely executed, what I can do is I can simply print the answer, which is storing the combination to form V, and I'll get my answer. So guys, I hope you have understood the greedy algorithm for this problem. So if you did, please do not forget to hit that like button, and if you are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. And so yeah, with this I'll be wrapping up this video. Let's meet in some other video where we will be solving some other problem from the SDE sheet.